Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome to this little tutorial slash guide I have for you guys today. This is just a pre-intro to it. This guide is basically going to show you guys how to find where you're at on the map, group up with your friends, show your friends where they're at, have a grouping system. It's also going to show you guys where things spawn on the map. It's going to show you guys the English term of the map, and I'm going to show you guys how to use it. It's a very, very handy technique for newer players or people that just don't know the map yet. It's also good for even experienced players. Maybe if their friend starts playing, it's kind of hard to, navigate them around. You can link them to this and you guys can group up, and it's a really good system. I'm going to show you guys how to use it and stuff. But I got a question and a very big thing that I need you guys' help with. I like to do DayZ videos, especially tutorials and guides of any sort. But I just like to do DayZ videos in general, and it's hard for me to know what videos to do. So if you guys have a video you want to see or recommend me, if you think it's a good video, make sure you leave it in the comment section below in this YouTube video. And if I think it's a good idea, I will not only respond, I'll respond to you if I think it's a good idea. It might be my next video, and you guys, whoever recommends it, will be shouted out in the video. So that would really do me a favor, guys, if you could do that. Make sure if this video helps you, you click that like button so other people can see this and it shares this video. If you guys have any comments, questions, or concerns, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. If you guys are into Twitch or Twitter, I'm on both of those websites. You can follow me in the description below. And yeah, guys, let's get into this video. Okay, guys, so the map we're going to be talking about today looks something like this. So I'm going to explain to you guys what this is, what's its features, how to use it. So the map, the link for this, it's free. You don't have to download anything. The link for this map will be in the description below. You guys can check it out there. So basically, it's just a map if you guys just want that in general. If you guys are just looking for a map, it's a good one. You can look at it in this view or in this view, whichever one you prefer. I prefer this one, so we're going to use it. So this is just a map. It shows where everything spawns, shows the names. You can hold left click and drag around, and that'll navigate you around the map. You can also use the arrow keys. It's a bit slower, but you can use them. You can scroll in and out to zoom in and zoom out. And yeah, that's the basic part. It's a fully functional map, so you don't have to worry about things like that. Next, you can go ahead and set a username here, preferably whatever your friends or group know you by. I'll use my DayZ name just for an example. And then you can go to groups, and here you can create/join a group. Here you can type a group name. So maybe your group name is Tim, Bob, and John. You can name it whatever you want. The secret for someone can join could be whatever. You can be whatever, and you can click create group. And there you go. You now have a group created. So you can now go here to your groups, and you can change the group name and the group secret here. You can also send this link to your friends, and it will automatically join the group and put them in a group with you, and they can see this map as well. You can select your color marker here and click OK. You can also leave the group from this as well. Or if you don't want to send them the link and they have the map open, they can create/join a group. They just type in the group name you set and the secret you set and click join group, and then they can join it that way as well. So now you guys are in a group and you guys all have the map open. Next, here is the loot. You can see all the types. You can see the water, which shows ponds and water pumps, vehicles, which show the vehicles, urban, which shows like piano houses, supermarkets, bars and pubs, military, which shows all the military, etc., etc. So you guys can see what you can see from here. So if you zoom in, let's go on a town like Starry Sober. You can see the farms and barns. You can see a truck spawn. You can see the water pumps. You can see the shop or the grocery store. You can see the hospital, the piano house, and the garages. You can see that there could possibly be a couple crashes around there. So you guys can see what spawns, and you guys can toggle those things on and off. Maybe you don't want to look at the landmarks, for instance. Those are all pretty useless. You can turn them off. You can turn them back on just by check marking and uncheck marking. And pretty simple stuff, which is nice if you don't know where things are spawned and stuff like that. So you can check that out. That's pretty cool and handy too. So you can look at, like, there's a military base. So yeah, you can check out things like that. So that's pretty handy. Next is the pinging system. These are the two most important things. The pinging system, you can double click anywhere and you can click add marker, and it adds your marker with your name, and you can put this wherever you want. So this indicates where you are on their map. Maybe your friend doesn't know a town and you want to show them. You can say, hey, you can say, hey, I'm over here in Starry Sober, or I'm in Novi Sober, and you can basically put where you are. And anyone that's in the group can also do the same, and you just, once they do it, you just click the refresh button or have auto refresh on, and you can see where they're at on the map. So you guys can group, and then you can say, hey, I'm here, I'm moving on the way to Novi's. You can say, hey, I'm at Novi Sober right here, and I'm making my way to Starry Sober. Then once you get to Starry Sober, you can say, hey, I'm at Starry Sober, and that basically they know where you're at. For people that, that newer players, that really helps out. Or maybe your friend's like, hey, I see a road sign that says Cami Wobo, what does that mean? And you're like, oh, I know what that is. You can mark it for him. That's Cami Shobo in English. That would be right there. And then you can mark them for him. Another thing is that all road signs are in Russian, as you guys probably know. Or if you didn't know what language it is, it's Russian, if you didn't know. And you can learn the English terms here. So that will really help out if you're playing. If you're not Russian, you can see Electro. You can see Cami Shovo, Solinich, Factory. Benzino, lumber mill. You can see all the terms. You know what I mean? Rifty. It's actually every DayZ player says Rifty, R-I-F-T-Y, but it's actually just Riffy. I don't know if a lot of players know that or not. Svet. You can see all that stuff. You can see Chernia Polana. You can see Novo, and you'll get to know those terms. So when someone says it, or you need to say where you are, you'll know. So it's a very good way to learn the proper names of the towns and mark where you and your friends are, so you guys can meet up, group, and let everybody know. So that's the main feature. That's one of the nice features. That one's good. So that's the grouping system. Hopefully that's not that might let some people down, but that's what it is. It's actually very handy, and it's a good way to guide new players around. So this is the best feature. This is the best feature about it, to figure out where you're at. So say you get a Cami Shovo spawn. You're going to need to find a road sign. If you want to figure out where you're at and you don't know, the first thing besides opening up this map is to find a road sign. Road signs are going to be at the beginning and end of the town. So you're going to find a road sign about here, and you're going to find a road sign about here in Cami Shovo. And when you find that road sign, you're going to see this. You're going to see Cami Wobo. That's Russian. But you can actually come to this map and click this search button up here, and you can type in C-A-M-B. Oh, I'm not in the search. You can type in C-K-A-M-B. And hey, it's right there. Here's the English term. And here you can see, I'm looking at a road sign that looks exactly like this. You can click it, and it takes you there. So even though you're not typing any Russian lettering, or Russian letters, whatever the term for it is, properly, it's still going to show up. So let's say you spawned in Solinich. You can go to like this part of the town, this part of the town, this part of town, to find the road sign. You can click search. You can type in C-O-N-H-E. Hey, there it is. That wasn't the correct lettering, but it still detects it and will find it for you. And then once you can just click it, and it'll take you there. It's a very good way. And then you know where you're at. You can see the red roads are the main roads. You can see the dirt roads, and you can see, where stuff spawns in that town. You can find where you're at and where you want to go. Very simple. So that's a really cool feature. So let's say you spawn in Baranzino, you know what I mean? There's going to be road signs all over Baranzino, but say you spawn into it, you can even type in, see, that's like a 6. You can even type in 6E, oh, maybe that won't work, like S-E-P-E. How am I going to find this? You got to kind of play around with it a bit. I never searched Baranzino before, or N-H-O, and there's Baranzino right there. See the last part of it, and then you can find it. If you just mess around with it, you'll get good at it, and you can always find it. And then every time you keep searching up, and you keep seeing the Russian term, and you keep seeing the sign and the locations around you, and you keep saying the Russian term and the English term, you're just not going to need the map anymore. It's going to wean you away. You're going to just know where you're at all times. And that's a good part about this map. It'll let you learn that easier and faster. So that is basically everything you can do with this map. You guys can see the loot. You can toggle what loot you want to see. You can see the English and Russian terms of the towns. You can find where you're at with the search. You can search where you're at. You can group with your friends and mark where your friends are at, mark where you're at, and you can eventually meet up. And here's a little tip. Most of you guys are going to have this map open, on your monitor, in your background, or on your second monitor, but there's a better way to do this. Copy the URL of the map, or just like the link in the description. When you're in a game, Shift Tab, which opens up the Steam overlay, which I'm sure most of you know about, and open up the Steam web browser, which I'm sure most of you know about. If you don't know how to do that, it's just Shift Tab when you're in a game to open up the overlay, and then it'll say web browser, and you just copy and paste this URL into the URL on the Steam web browser, and instead it's there. So you don't have to alt tab away from the game. You can Shift Tab. You can still hear sounds in the game, and it doesn't take a long time to bring the game back open. You can just Shift Tab to close the overlay. And you can bring the Steam overlay down and still see the sign in the background of your game and search. So it's a lot easier to search the towns. It's a very good tip to have it. It's much safer, much quicker, much easier. You can search the towns faster and easier if you just have the map open in the background on your Steam overlay. So yeah, guys, that's this guide. If this helped you and you did enjoy, make sure you click that like button. Make sure you click that subscribe button too, of course, if you want to, for more videos. If this helped you, make sure you click the like button. My Twitch and Twitter in the description below if you're into both of those. Also, if you guys have any recommendations for videos, make sure you leave them in the comment section below. And until next time, guys, have a good one.